6 million years ago, we branched off from the family tree we share with our ape cousins and monkey uncles. We may have evolved since then, but there's still a monkey in all of us. In this episode, we'll show you how to make friends and influence people with help from our primate cousins. Using hidden camera stunts and experiments, we'll uncover the primal urge that drives us to be part of the group. How you can use your inner ape to be accepted and become more popular. Lower those stress levels.
I can actually feel you relaxing.
Get on the right side of your boss.
Feel that? Oh, yeah.
So get ready to learn the laws of the jungle. Because like it or not, you are going ape. Have you ever wondered why so many people crave fame? Okay, so there's money and women, but also something much more primal going on. Our desire to be popular comes from an instinctive need to be liked. But it doesn't matter if you've got 37 million Twitter followers or just 50 friends on Facebook. Everything's okay as long as we're part of a group. Most of our primate cousins spend their entire lives as members of larger groups. Gorillas live in big families, while chimps form mini societies of up to 150 individuals. And gelada baboons live in groups of up to 600 strong. Humans also love to form groups, from ones with only a few members to those the size of an entire country. And we can be a part of as many as we like. To find out why we share this ape-like desire to be part of a group, we turn to one of our most primal feelings: fear. We've set up an experiment inside a terrifying tourist attraction and invited groups of friends to join the fun. We've separated them and are sending in each person one at a time to confront the horrors alone. It's so dark inside, we have to use infrared cameras to capture the action. They look scared even before entering the rooms of doom. And watch carefully how our victims react when they come face to face with their greatest fears. It might look like a bunch of scaredy cats on a day out. There's some very primal behavior at work here. Their instincts are telling them they're in danger. And when it comes to our primate cousins, danger is something they live with on a daily basis. These screams are an alarm call, and every chimp in the group knows it means danger. Once the outsider is spotted, the chimps huddle for protection and group together to block their attacker.
One of the key reasons is protection. Lots of eyes and ears to look out for danger, and lots of muscle power when you're faced with a threat.
Now pay attention to how our lone human apes react when they think they're in danger. They scream at the first sign of trouble. They're sending out an urgent alarm call, just like our primate cousins do when they're under attack. Then there's even more distinct primal behavior as they huddle together, fulfilling the need for physical contact and providing a sense of safety. And while every single person enters the House of Horrors alone, the primal forces at work ensure they all come out as a group. We might not have to worry about getting eaten by a predator every day, but as our experiment shows, the safety in numbers instinct is still quite strong. For apes, there's more to staying safe than grouping up. Watch this troop of males on their daily border patrol. When one stops, they all stop. And if one sniffs out an unfamiliar scent, they all sniff. They are conforming their behavior, instinctively working together to be alert for any signs of danger. Conforming helps them stay alive, and it's a hardwired survival strategy. But is it the same for humans? In the concrete jungle, we're surrounded by strangers and instinctively on constant low-level alert. So do we share the ape's hardwired survival instinct and conform in the presence of others? To find out, a group of students are conducting an experiment. They're spending a day following strangers into an elevator and standing with their backs to the door. Watch what the strangers do when they realize how the group stands. Every time they turn and face the same way as the strangers, even though they know it's totally irrational. They're conforming with the group because, like apes, we're hardwired to fit in with those around us. But what can we learn from our primate cousins about getting into the group in the first place? We can do worse than get tips from our closest living relative, the chimpanzee. Just like us, chimps can find it hard to fit in when close bonds have already been established between others. To be accepted into a group, the best thing a chimp can do is show that he is not a threat, and that means acting submissively, like crouching or presenting his rump. This chimp rejoins his group after weeks in a different enclosure. He's tense and approaches with caution. He submits to the rowdy gang by making himself small, sporting a fear grin. In chimps, it's a sure sign of non-aggression. By showing he isn't a threat, he's welcomed into the group. A smart move, because in the chimp world, you can't afford to be isolated.
For us, like chimps, if you come into a group acting like you own the place, you're much more likely to be rejected. The key is to appease the others, to show that you're no threat to the established order. And the more you want to join that group, the more exaggerated that behavior can be.
Meet Greg and Joey. They're at this exclusive New York City apartment to apply for their dream gig, an intern for a music star's entourage. It's an exclusive group of glamorous and highly paid people who enjoy their celebrity employers' jet-set lifestyle, hanging out with the rich and famous, and getting VIP access to all the best parties. But they're all played by actors, and they're all part of our experiment to show how people behave when they meet a group they want to be part of. Greg and Joey think they're real, and if they want to become part of this glamorous group, they'll have to get on the team's good side. Charlotte secretly watches everything in a room upstairs.
So what's important here isn't really the job, it's about being accepted into this incredibly desirable society.
Greg and Joey are two ordinary young guys.
My name is Greg Churchill. I'm 24. I would describe myself as outgoing. I really like people and listening and being around friends.
My name is Joey Ruckus. I would describe myself as an authentic person, happy, energetic, full of surprises.
Remember, chimps act cautiously, show submissive expressions, and seek physical contact when trying to become part of a group. They say they're outgoing and energetic, but let's see how Greg and Joey behave when they first meet the group.
Have a seat, bud.
Hey, man.
Welcome.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
He looks pretty nervous, as you'd imagine, but when he comes in, you see that immediate, fixed grin that he's got. Now that's not just being friendly, he's immediately trying to appease the group. And in fact, it's very reminiscent of a chimp fear grin.
And that's because he's exposed his gums, just like a submissive chimp would. Now, it's Greg's turn.
Have a seat.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah? Well, have you been told anything else about what you would be doing?
I just know I'm basically here to follow you guys and help you out.
Where are you from?
Born and raised in New York, went to school in New Jersey.
Nice, me too, man, from Queens.
Nice.
So, did you spot any ape behavior? Let's have another look.
He looks immediately startled when he comes into the room. Again, what you might expect to see from an ape as well in a similar situation.
And when Greg's offered some physical contact, he feels reassured, visibly relaxing into an open smile. He passes the first test.
That need to make physical contact is such an important way of bonding and very reassuring that he's starting to be accepted by the group.
What our wannabes don't know is that there's only one way in, through the group's alpha male. How far will Joey's and Greg's inner ape go to suck up to the boss?
It's good old I got it.
Feel that? Oh, yeah.
Chimps can instantly recognize a member of their own group, not only by their faces, but also by their behinds. So when they see an outsider ape intrude on their territory, they know to attack. Humans also love groups, but we can belong to many at the same time. And we live in massive communities. We couldn't possibly get to know every face and bottom in every circle. So humans have created a way of recognizing like-minded individuals. Our uniforms. But how much of an effect can these uniforms have on our sense of group identity? To find out, we've sent this cheeky monkey to get photos of himself in front of the Arsenal Stadium in London, home to some of the most passionate soccer fans in the world. But he's about to reveal his true colors. And they're not the colors of Arsenal's famous, beloved soccer team. They're the color of their fiercest rivals, Tottenham Hotspur. This is England's version of the Yankees versus the Red Sox. He'll ask Arsenal fans to take his picture in front of the stadium.
Excuse me, mate. Do you mind just grabbing me a picture with that in the background?
Yeah, no problem, mate.
Nice one, thank you, mate. Yeah, with the sign-in, yeah?
They all agree to take his picture. And why not? They think they're dealing with a member of their own troop.
It's just that big one there.
But watch what happens when he reveals what's under his jacket.
You take the piss, eh? Great man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why's that?
It's an Arsenal stand. Can't come round like that.
What?
The moment they see he's from a rival group, everything changes.
Come on, Tottenham. Oh, no.
The deal is off.
Thank you, mate.
They recognize him as being from a different group, just by his uniform. Exactly like chimps who've spotted an unfamiliar outsider straying into their territory.
No, you're not going to take it.
He doesn't suffer an ape-like attack, but clearly, the picture takers don't want anything to do with him. Now that we know people stick together, the next step, once you're in a group, is to make a few key allies. It may look as if they're simply picking lice from one another, but these apes and monkeys are actually engaging in some basic primate politics. Grooming is the social glue of the ape world. It's how alliances are formed and friendships maintained, by simply making each other feel good.
It reduces stress, it causes a rush of feel-good endorphins, and that really cements the bond and brings individuals together and keeps our relationship strong.
In all primates, stress produces a hormone known as cortisol, and studies on macaques show that grooming reduces their cortisol. But can ape-style grooming have a physiological effect on humans?
It's really important you get yourself as comfortable as you can.
To find out, we enlisted Hollywood's principal primate actor, Peter Elliott. He's spent years studying chimps as research for his blockbuster roles and can groom with the best of them.
You just really relax into it.
By taking before and after saliva samples, we'll be able to measure their cortisol levels to determine the de-stressing effects of this grooming.
You'll sometimes get a whole line of them doing it to each other. And the groomer takes it really seriously. They do lip-smacking stuff.
After being groomed, everyone appears visibly relaxed. But what does our chemical analysis reveal? At the start of the experiment, our volunteers' saliva samples contain average cortisol levels of 4.5 nanomoles per liter. After about 5 minutes of grooming, it dropped by 5%. And we really brought out this young man's inner ape. His cortisol level dropped by 10%. Even just a little bit of grooming can be a good thing for any of us apes. High cortisol levels have been shown to cause high blood pressure and weight gain. So for a surefire way of keeping a friend healthy and relaxed while cementing those social bonds and getting rid of a lice or two, get grooming with a monkey massage of your own. But grooming can be rather inconvenient if you need your hands for something else. Take the gelada baboons, the only grazing primates on the planet. Their little hands are always busy picking grass, leaving less time for grooming. So they developed another method of social bonding: small talk.
There's a constant stream of vocalizations between them, and these have an important social function in keeping their society together. By understanding this chit-chat in geladas, we can probably understand something about chit-chat in humans.
What does their chit-chat have to do with our chit-chat? To find out, we're sending our undercover cameras to a restaurant and invited these hungry people for a meal. They don't know they're actually taking part in an experiment. This is our waiter, Damir. With this set of customers, he'll use lots of small talk.
So the boss lets you go early tonight, no?
Yeah.
But with these customers, there will be no chit-chat, just the necessary interaction his job requires.
Ready to order?
Watch how the diners react when Damir uses small talk.
Are you guys visiting New York here?
Yeah, we're French. I moved to the US.
Welcome, welcome. It's a big city.
The atmosphere seems warm and friendly. But what about when there's no chit-chat?
Ready to order?
Just uncomfortable silence. So what did the diners who weren't groomed with small talk think of the service?
They didn't put in the extra effort.
He definitely didn't ask us, how are you ladies doing tonight? Where are you from? How's everything? How was your day?
And how happy were they with the service on a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd probably give him a 5.
4.5. 4.5.
What about the customers who were groomed with chit-chat?
I don't have to ask, how was it? Right.
It was nice to us.
Yeah, very nice. He was really nice, really polite.
9 out of 10, almost 10, yeah.
I would give 9.
Yeah, 9.
9.
So the customers groomed with small talk were almost twice as happy as those who weren't, which goes to show just how much we value verbal grooming.
Thank you. Pleasure having me. Thank you.
It's pretty obvious. Small talk makes us happy. But why? Remember how the geladas developed chit-chat because their groups are too big and hands are too busy picking grass for all the grooming required. Well, humans evolved to have the biggest social groups of all primates and found even more complicated uses for our hands, which some scientists believe is why we developed language.
No, not tweed, darling. Think of my line.
Some studies reveal that as much as 80% of our daily conversation is non-essential. It's simply gossip and small talk. However, all that chit-chat is our alternative to physical grooming. It makes us feel good and is essential for forming and maintaining those social bonds.
Oh, can I like your laugh? You laugh with your eyes.
So to make friends and influence people, perfect that small talk, and you'll go a long way. It's a lesson our wannabes are about to learn the hard way.
Bet you didn't think you would be doing this today.
They want to get into the group of their dreams. But how will they cope when they find out the boss likes his grooming done the physical way?
Oh, yeah.
For the ambitious ape to really get on in life, it's not simply a case of how well you groom or even how often. It's who you groom. And the alpha male is the most attractive grooming partner. Being his friend provides the greatest benefits, support, and protection.
There's often competition between low-ranking individuals to groom high-ranking individuals. And so sometimes you'll see, particularly in species like chimps, a low-ranking individual run over to the alpha male and groom them as soon as they get an opportunity to do just that.
Low-ranking chimps pay less attention to other subordinates, saving their energy for sucking up to the alpha. But is it the same for humans? We're back with our wannabe interns. Remember, they think they're being interviewed to be part of a music star's entourage.
You would be replacing Jackson's position.
The truth is, there is no job. Instead, we're using hidden cameras to witness the lengths they'll go to join the ranks of this exclusive group. To find out if they're up to the job, we'll see how well they cater to our fictional celebrities' bizarre demands, like eating only red candy.
Bet you didn't think you would be doing this today.
Until now, they've played it safe by being nice to everyone in the group. But what will happen when we introduce an alpha male, the manager?
We're going to establish that Hunter is the man to impress, and we're going to see how they respond to him versus the others.
Can I give you some advice?
Yeah.
Hunter is the key, because he's the manager.
Yeah.
And when he needs you, you gotta come through.
The bait is set. Time to send in the subordinates.
Hey! We're just finishing up a meeting, so we should be done in a little bit.
Quite rude. He hasn't even bothered turning round. He obviously felt that it really wasn't worth his while sucking up to these two at all.
Similarly, Greg only has eyes for his task.
Cool. How's the coffee?
Great, thank you so much.
Greg is acknowledging them a little bit more, but he's kind of keen to carry on with the job.
Like savvy chimps, they've both made almost no effort to verbally groom the subordinates.
Now, the boss comes in.
So will they behave in the same way around the all-important alpha male?
How's it going?
Greg immediately acknowledges him.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to UC Irvine.
And then starts to ask him questions. He's kind of socially grooming him.
Nice. What'd you study?
I actually studied anthropology.
And Joey.
Graduated school 2 years ago in 11, and
He ignored the subordinates, but ramps up his game with the alpha. Let's take it to the next level. Exactly how far will these guys go to get on the alpha's A-list?
What are you doing?
Separate the red Skittles out. I got it.
Thanks.
Instantly, he wants to go and he mops it up for him. Not only that, he's prepared to go physically very low on the ground. Again, a very subordinate position to adopt.
Greg's willing to get on his knees for the alpha. But what about Joey?
Sorry. My back is like killing me. Actually, can you just rub this part?
Sure.
It's like right here. Yeah. Get a little bit higher.
An instant reaction to an alpha male coming in to physically groom them is what you would see in chimp society.
Feel that?
Awesome, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
So both wannabes throw themselves into grooming the alpha. Just like savvy subordinate apes, they calculate that the easiest way to earn a place in the group is by impressing the boss. Would you have done the same thing? Like it or not, if you want to get a top position in the group, then it really helps to suck up to the alpha, whether they are your teacher, coach, or boss. Another way to get what you want is through deception. What happens if we leave these kids alone with this cake and some very clear instructions?
But we mustn't eat any of the sweets, okay?
They wouldn't behave like little monkeys. Or would they? Success is all about winning friends and influencing people. So once you've groomed some allies, it's time to start working the group to get what you want. First, you have to master the art of deception, something that chimps are very good at indeed. Just watch how this chimp uses deception to manipulate the younger one. Her pose suggests that she wants the youngster to groom her. But what she really wants is to steal his nut-cracking tool. She's blatantly deceived the youngster and looks pretty happy about it too. But it's the lower-ranking chimps that truly have to live off their wits. If a chimp manages to get something he shouldn't have, like food, he'll take it out of sight to avoid getting in trouble with the alpha. Watch what this young chimp does when he gets his hands on some highly sought-after treats. He checks to see if the alpha is watching, then scampers away, escaping into the bushes and out of sight. So even young chimps know how to get what they want through manipulation and deception. But what about human children? To see how early our instinct to deceive kicks in, we rigged this classroom with hidden cameras and enlisted school kids to help their teacher with a tempting task.
What is this for? It's a teacher's birthday today, and we have to decorate the cake for her. So with these sweets, you're going to decorate the cake. Do you want to start decorating the cake? But we mustn't eat any of the sweets, okay? Why? Because we're not allowed to. I'm going to go and collect something from the room next door, okay?
They are alone with a super tempting bowl of candy they're not allowed to eat. When chimps use deception, they check to see that the alpha isn't looking, then hide their deceit from view. Let's see if these cheeky little monkeys do the same. No surprise here. They decide to break the rules and eat the candy, even saving some for later.
I didn't eat any of them. You didn't? Did you eat any of the sweets? No. Did you eat any of the sweets? Did you not? Okay. Do you have any of the sweets? No. You can have one now for helping me decorate the cake, okay? I have to have pink and purple. No, you can only have one. Okay.
So just how ape-like was the cheeky monkey's behavior? As soon as the teacher leaves, they look out for the person in charge to avoid getting caught in the act, just like chimps. Then, when they know the coast is clear, they take what they want. Deception came naturally to all the kids. They've already got the first skill needed to manipulate their way around a group. It's a skill that, like apes, we start learning from an extremely young age. Incredibly, by the age of 4, 90% of us are already skilled in the art of deception.
A young child, for instance, thinks that when they close their eyes or hide their eyes, nobody else can see them. But gradually they learn that others can have a different point of view. Now that is important, not just for our social interaction, but actually, ultimately, it allows us to manipulate each other and deceive.
But primates have another tactic for securing their place in the group: forming alliances. Check out these talk macaques stealing food from a house. They've teamed up to commit their daylight robbery. To find out if humans also team up with partners in crime, we're back with our naughty kids. We're putting 2 of them together and leaving them on their own with the candy. They know they're not supposed to eat it.
Don't eat any.
So will they talk each other out of gobbling up the goodies or become partners in crime? It's not long before they give in to temptation. And by sharing the spoils, they create a bond. They're both guilty, but it looks like they're both enjoying the payoff. If you deceive alone, you can get what you want. But if you deceive with someone else, you can get what you want and get something even more valuable, an ally. Both primates and humans build coalitions, forming strong bonds that help them survive. Chimps also form alliances and mini coalitions to help hold their position in the group. If things get rowdy, they have backup. Earlier, we saw our entourage wannabes go to great lengths to impress the alpha.
Feel that? Oh, yeah.
But what happens when they have the chance to form a coalition with the big man by teaming up to deceive his wife?
All you have to do is just make her happy.
For chimps, achieving dominance is all about winning fights. And they know they have a better chance if it's 2 against 1. The best coalition an ape can make is with the alpha male.
In the short term, sacrificing yourself to gain favor with the boss can be the very best strategy to get ahead in the long term.
So how far do you go to be in cahoots with the alpha? Let's revisit our wannabe interns, Greg and Joey. They hope a celebrity's entourage will choose them to be their new intern. But the entourage is made up of actors. It's all part of our experiment to expose the primal strategies we use to get into a group. Let's see how far Greg and Joey will go to form a coalition with the group's alpha, Hunter. They found out earlier that he's the one who will decide if they get to join the group.
Hunter is the key because he's the manager.
Yeah.
And when he needs you, you gotta come through.
They did their best to suck up by literally grooming him.
Feel that?
Awesome, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Now Hunter gets a call from his wife. She wants to confirm he's at the zoo setting up his son's birthday party.
Hello? Hey. Hey, honey, what's going on? I am at the zoo right now. It's almost all set up. The zoo guy? Yeah, he's here. Okay, you want to talk to him? Yeah, let me go grab him.
He's about to ask them to become an ally in his deception. But first, let's find out how honest these 2 usually are.
Honestly, super honest.
That's very important to me, is just being honest with myself.
Pretty honest then. So will they turn Hunter down, or will their instinct to form an alliance with the alpha prove too strong?
Sure.
Seriously?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. She wants to speak to the zoo guy. What do you want to say? Just make her happy because I'll deal with it later.
Okay.
All right, hold on.
They both agree to help the alpha in his time of need, even though it means lying to his wife. An act of moral betrayal that doesn't come easily.
The both of them are starting to look really uncomfortable in this situation. While maybe twisting the truth a little bit is acceptable, actually for most people, telling blatant lies is something they're not comfortable with. Here you can see Craig is touching his tie, he's touching his face. He even turns away. He doesn't want Hunter to see how uncomfortable he is in this situation. Likewise, Joey doesn't want to make eye contact with him. He's smiling, he's shaking his head. Classic behavior when people are really uncomfortable about lying.
Their uncomfortable look shows they're willing to go outside their comfort zone to back up the alpha. But can they pull it off?
Okay, he's right here.
Yes, how are you today?
Yeah, yes, of course.
Yes, he's on top of all of it.
What color are the balloons?
Different colors. We have a lot of blue, some good reds in there. Well, actually, no. I'm sorry. The blue arrangements were for another party that we had earlier today. We're just taking them away. Yeah, we have a whole bunch of red balloons. That was my mistake earlier. I'm sorry.
They're both prepared to tell an absolute blatant lie.
What kind of animals can you see?
Monkeys and lions, tigers.
We've got a lot of exotic birds that the kids can see. My favorite is the reptile exhibits. So definitely a lot of animals.
Okay.
We have sea otters and elephants.
Now, and actually, we're ending the tour with the elephant exhibit. So.
Yeah, hey, honey, we gotta go, okay? Cool? Oh, man, dude, seriously. High five, dude. That's awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Those pats on the back and high fives are all they need to know they've bonded with the most important person in the group. They certainly impress the alpha, but how will they react when they overhear the entourage gossiping about them?
There's something about Joey that I don't trust him.
There is no doubt that deception can be a useful tool. It means you can get the things you want without losing your place in the group. But even the smartest of apes can get caught. And when they do, they risk being attacked. A fight could result in serious injury and even being ejected from the group. So chimps do everything they can to avoid conflict. And they do it by using what's known as displacement behavior. Chimps sit and pick at themselves or scratch their skin. Gorillas might stare at their fingers. They'll do pretty much anything to deflect the tense situation. But what about humans? How do we respond when we're caught? To find out, we've invited models to a fake casting audition. This model is our very own Undercover 8. When she leaves the room, she'll leave behind something private on the table that the other models will be tempted to look at. If they take the bait, we'll see it on our hidden cameras and send Kellyanne back in the room to catch them red-handed. First, she's got to arouse their interest.
No, I think my boobs look way too fake in that photo. No, I think that one's like a little too sexy. I thought my boobs looked big enough, but looking at these models, their boobs are so much bigger. I think some of these I look a bit like a whore, but I think other ones I think are a bit more tasteful.
Success. They definitely react to the mention of her personal pictures.
Hi, I'm Victoria.
But will they be able to resist the temptation to sneak a peek at the pics? Of course they can't. Now look at how they react when they get caught snooping at the sexy snaps.
Oh, you know what? I want to show you one quick thing.
So, did you spot any ape-like displacement behavior? Let's go back and take another look. When this woman's caught, she reacts immediately by coughing, touching her hair, and pushing up her sleeves. All classic displacement activities revealing how anxious she is about being caught in the act. When this guy's nabbed, he scratches his face, exactly like a stressed-out chimp. But this woman reacts differently, staring at her cell phone as if she's been checking email the whole time. Just like a gorilla staring at his fingers. When caught doing something wrong, they all showed signs of stress. Because like apes, they're desperate to avoid conflict, or even worse, rejection by the group. This alpha male gets the ultimate snub from his group. They no longer want him in charge. Being shunned can be a death sentence. In the wild, most apes simply can't survive alone. When they endure this level of stress, apes' bodies undergo an immediate and extreme reaction, including increased heart rate and perspiration.
For apes and humans, the worst case scenario is being rejected by the group. In fact, it's such a hardwired fear that it has a profound effect on both our minds and our bodies.
Our wannabes are back for one last experiment. Remember, they think they're taking part in an interview to become part of the entourage of a music star. But there's no job in the end. Instead, we've been using our hidden cameras to analyze the ape-like tactics they use to join the group of their dreams. Right now, they're being told that they have to take a medical exam to show they're healthy enough to join the entourage.
They're being rigged to a heart monitor and a GCR, which takes the conductivity of their skin from their fingertips and their palms to see how much they're sweating.
Both guys appear fit and healthy with normal heart rate and perspiration readings. But we're not really interested in their health. Instead, we're carrying out another secret experiment. This time, we'll find out if group rejection provokes the same primal fear response in humans as it does in apes. Two group members will discuss the wannabes just outside the door so they accidentally overhear. How will they react physiologically?
Greg.
What about Greg?
Like, I feel like he's gonna get really caught up in this celebrity, and right when she needs him, he's gonna bail and, like, try and promote himself.
Immediately, Greg's heart rate shoots up. It doubles from 79 beats per minute to 165, and his sweat levels increase dramatically. Now, it's Joey's turn.
I'm worried about Joey. Like, I feel like he's trying too hard, and there's something about Joey that I don't trust him.
His heart rate almost doubles too, 82 to 150 beats per minute. And his sweat response also goes up by almost 100%.
I mean, you know how Hunter is when he doesn't like something, he gets really quiet, and he was really smoldering in the beginning, and I just think that we need him so much to plan the tour. Yes. That I think Joey would just agitate him.
Just like an excluded ape, the rejection is having a dramatic effect on our humans' vital statistics. Look closely and you can also spot stress signs in their body language.
Head's down, covering his face, his shoulders have dropped, touching his tie, that displacement activity again. He really is a picture of rejection.
Joey is less animated, but no less stressed.
Here you can see his lips are slightly parted. He's desperately trying to regulate his breathing. He's trying to keep his composure.
Greg's and Joey's reactions demonstrate that humans are programmed to respond to rejection in exactly the same way as apes. Luckily for our wannabes, their rejection isn't real. They're relieved to learn that the whole interview was an experiment in the name of science.
Thanks, guys. My heart rate is back to a normal level. When my name was being mentioned outside the room, my heart immediately started pounding. And I couldn't stop it no matter how hard I tried. Those people were talking about me right outside the door.
The benefits of being in a group mean that just like apes, we're programmed to be social creatures. So if you want to get into a new group or increase your popularity, remember the laws of our jungle. Perfect your small talk and become the master of verbal grooming.
Everything good so far?
Yeah, very good, perfect.
Feel that? Oh, yeah.
Make alliances and strengthen those bonds by forming coalitions. Then, by perfecting the art of staying out of trouble and avoiding conflict, you'll be at the top of the social ladder in no time. With over 7 billion human apes on the planet, we've never needed each other more. So embrace that ape within, polish those social skills, and you can be king of the jungle.